You can even buy underwear that has special padding to make it look like that.
When does anybody ever see you in your underwear?
It's to, you probably can't see.
No, I can't.
It's to wear underneath, like I'm wearing workout leggings. It's to wear under that. So at all times, your camel toe is prominently displayed.
I feel like women create problems just so they can create a solution.
A recent study revealed that husbands cause women stress twice as much as their children do.
As soon as I move something, you're like,
and so then creating a task for you is not actually assisting me. Couples who drink together will live longer, according to a recent study.
Okay.
Do you have a need to drink alcohol during the week?
Just for my back pain.
So then you do have a need. You use it to numb yourself. So obviously, I got my boobs done for you. What other plastic surgery would you want me to have for you?
That's how you end up with a dead penis. Welcome back to the He's Wrong, She's Right podcast. I'm Andrew. This is Nona, and she doesn't want to try and do the intro again.
No, I'm definitely not a good intro person, but I will let you guys know what we are talking about today because Andrew doesn't even know what we're talking about.
Are you sure?
Am I sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm keeping my phone closed for right now.
Okay, so apparently I don't know.
We're talking about boobs and Botox and all the things that go with it.
And we were talking about this once?
We're talking about boobs and Botox and all the things that go with it.
Didn't we do like a plastic surgery or something? I'm asking
We're talking about boobs and Botox and all the things that go with it, Andrew.
Okay.
So the one thing that I had asked for the last 2 years now was laser hair removal.
Okay.
And Andrew got me a package for laser hair removal at a local med spa.
Okay.
And I had my second treatment today, and there's nothing more, I don't know, humbling.
Romantic.
There's nothing more humbling
Romantic.
than being splayed open for the technician to be all up in your business. No, it's not romantic. For the technician or myself. Okay. Yes, it was romantic of you to gift it to me, but that's not what I was getting at.
Sure.
I was getting at the very humbling experience of, I have birthed 4 children. And obviously that entails lots of humans up in my business. But to have a wand that is lasering off your hairs individually and your legs like this for all of this that's between your legs to be individually zapped, I would say is far more humbling than childbirth. That's just my personal opinion. I did not say painful.
Well, one of them is voluntary.
I said humbling because you are not doing it for love. You're doing it for vanity. And so It is far more humbling. Okay. And I'm on my second treatment now, and I have 6 more to go. I'm so excited. Can't you tell how excited I am? So anyways.
You think that when you go back, they're like, oh, it's her again?
No, she's great.
Do you make a big deal out of it when you're there?
No, not at all. Okay. We're having conversation. I let her know where I go to the gym. I suggested that she sign up there. Great lady. I have nothing negative to say about the experience other than it's very humbling. I feel splayed and all of my flaws are on display. So, Botox. Andrew, did you know that there was a procedure called Scrotox that you could have?
Why? So that it never Wrinkles? Why would you want that?
It would to reduce the appearance of the wrinkles that are on that very wrinkly ball sack of yours.
It changes.
To give a more smooth appearance, more youthful appearance.
No, I'm good.
You don't want to schedule Scrotox while I have laser hair removal? It could be a dual situation.
No, I'm good.
You could get it's oh, and some people say it enhances sexual pleasure.
No.
Very interesting. Now I'm very curious. Oh, but a side effect could be flu-like symptoms.
Yeah, no shit. Botulinum toxin.
The results only last 4 to 6 months before it needs to be repeated.
What does normal Botox last?
I think 3 to 5 months. So that's around the same time frame.
Yeah,
so Scrotox. You're not interested in Scrotox? No. What about Brotox?
No.
Brotox, not Botox. Brotox.
No.
No?
No.
You plan to age gracefully and naturally until the end of time.
Yeah.
He also says that he has 10 years left to live. So keep that in mind. Well, on that same theme of Scrotox, did you know?
You didn't even explain what Brotox is.
Oh, Brotox is just Botox for men. They just call it Brotox.
Okay.
It's to make it sound more masculine and manly because men don't get Botox. Wink, wink. So along the same lines of Scrotox, have you ever heard of labial puffing?
No.
It's fillers, fillers that people have injected in their lips or their cheeks or other places.
Sure.
Down there, though, because the camel toe is apparently back and quote unquote popular, and it is now called
Moose knuckle.
No, it is not called a camel toe. It is called crotch cleavage now. And you can even buy underwear that has special padding to make it look like that. And I will pull it up on Amazon so you guys can see.
When does anybody ever see you in your underwear?
It's to, you probably can't see.
No, I can't.
It's to wear underneath, like I'm wearing workout leggings. It's to wear under that. So at all times, your camel toe is prominently displayed.
I feel like women create problems just so they can create a solution.
No, I think here's what happened. Somebody famous was wearing workout leggings, had just left the gym. Paparazzi snapped their picture, and the comments went wild of, oh my God, you look so good. Oh my God, you look so great, blah, blah, blah. And then it started talking about the camel toe. And then it was probably somebody like a Kardashian or somebody equally famous. And it spiraled to there because I just learned about this and I'm a millennial, so I'm very old, but apparently it's Gen Z who's into the quote unquote crotch cleavage. And again, I'm putting that in quotation marks because this is something that we as millennials and older have tried to avoid our entire existence. Do not show as you said, moose knuckle or camel toe or whatever the case may be. Do not show that. And then now Gen Z is popularizing it.
I think some people also call it beaver dam.
What? That sounds very natural.
You need the.
It sounds like they did not have laser hair removal.
You need the back and forth, like in Deadpool when they were talking about the names of cocaine.
Okay.
There's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm sure we could find something of somebody talking about that. Like the names, what people would call it.
Okay, actually, let's do a Google.
Why don't you tell me the next thing?
What are all the names that
You're using way too many words.
you were in the middle of talking while... And so it picked up your words in between.
Sure did.
Yeah. Tell me all the names for
Alternate names for camel toe.
Camel toe is a slang term used to describe the appearance of a woman's labia majora when they are tightly outlined by clothing, such as tight-fitting pants or swimwear.
I'm not going to make her read all of it. Okay. You ready for it? I got it. You got it?
Yeah, I had it, but you already...
I have a long
Okay. All right,
list.
you do it. You do it.
Do you have a list?
Yeah, you do
Like
it.
how many
No,
do you have?
you do
Okay.
it. You do it.
All right. So right off the bat, I hit the number. It's not an ordered list. It's just a list.
Camel toe is number one.
No.
Oh, for me it was.
So euphemistic and indirect names. So it's
Okay.
categorized. First one, moose knuckle. More common in Canada, sometimes used interchangeably.
Okay.
Front wedgie.
Okay.
Fashion faux pas.
Okay, yes. See, again, all of us millennials have tried to avoid it.
Hungry crotch.
Oh. Okay.
VPL, which apparently stands for visible panty line, related to...
That's on the back end, though, not the front.
It says related, but not the exact same thing.
Okay.
Diva drapes. Ham hock. Beaver cleave. Okay. More direct slangy. Crotch cleavage.
Okay.
Snatch seam.
Did you say snatch semen?
Seam. Like
No, I
seam.
heard snatch semen.
No. Well, I guess that works too. Muff hug.
Would you like a muff hug?
Pudding print.
Pudding? Like pudding that you eat?
Yeah, pudding print.
Why?
I don't know. Cooter tracks.
Oh my God.
Ham bone.
Why?
Humorous and playful. Taco fold. Panty pooch. Twat waffle. Clam track.
Oh my gosh.
Crude and explicit. Used with caution as these could be considered offensive.
Okay.
Google would have read all this off, which would have been really funny. I should have done it. Twat print. Beaver paw. And vulva vent.
Vulva vent? I don't like that. Time to change out your vulva vent. It sounds very like mechanical.
You're gonna change out your literal.
No, it makes it sound mechanical, which it doesn't work for me.
Okay. I should have let her read it. I think it would have been funny.
You should have.
Too bad. Next time. I didn't think it was going to actually return this many options. This is also Gemini 2.0 experimental advanced.
Oh,
so maybe it doesn't have
experimental advanced.
Maybe it doesn't have its training wheels right now.
Okay.
Okay. So continue.
Oh, I was pulling up the next one. So,
by the way, guys, if you're living somewhere else in the country that's not here, it's currently snowing here, and it's snowing south of here, and we're in the south.
it's burr cold.
So
It's more like sleeting right now, I guess. Whatever.
no, now I think it's actually snowing. It's 30, so it's below freezing.
Burr. I'm ready for summer, everybody. That's why I'm getting laser hair removal. So, a recent study revealed that husbands cause women stress twice as much as their children do.
I don't believe it.
I 100% believe it.
I don't believe it.
1,000%. Out of over 7,000 mothers studied and surveyed, nearly half said that their spouses cause the bulk of their daily stress. The reason? Many husbands are perceived as adding to the household workload rather than helping with it. This imbalance often leaves women juggling childcare, work, and household responsibilities alone, creating a significant mental load. Interestingly, the study highlighted that while raising kids comes with its own challenges, its lack of shared responsibility from partners that adds to the women's stress levels. Tasks like keeping track of appointments, managing family schedules, and even ensuring the home runs smoothly often falls disproportionately on the woman. Yes, I am talking directly to Andrew in this.
I drive the kids to school. I take them to practice.
Literally a perfect example is this morning. He was standing in the kitchen. I was in the kitchen. The laundry room is right off of the kitchen. The washer finishes. What does he do? He closes the laundry door instead of taking 2 seconds out of his day
I had just come
to move the wash to the dryer. But that is an unheard of concept.
I had just walked inside from the garage. I did not hear it go off. And the door was open, and I do what I normally do, and I closed the door.
It's a perfect example. Perfect example.
No, it's not.
It is a perfect example. And then I pointed it out to him because I knew I was already going to be talking about this study tonight. And I kind of hoped he was then going to do the right thing. And, oh, okay, the laundry went off?
I was in the middle of doing something.
No, you were not.
Yes, I was. I was literally walking outside with the dogs. That was the whole reason why I got up.
You had already come in with the dogs.
No, I had gone out this way because I was putting something in the recycling, and then I came back in to take the dogs out this door. And it's not time sensitive. Could have been done after.
Except you've also always told me that you will not move the laundry unless I specifically ask you to.
Because most of the time I don't know, and I don't know what you're doing with stuff. As soon as I move something, you're like,
and so
no,
then creating a task for you is not actually assisting me.
It's not creating a task. It's already something that you voluntarily did, and then if I do it and I move something or don't use the right setting, or it wasn't supposed, half of it was supposed to be air dried because it's a fancy dress, or like I don't know that stuff, and then you're going to get mad at me about it. But if I just let you do it, then there's no issue. So
it's just easier to have me do everything.
It's easier for both of us. Then you're not mad at me for ruining your clothes, and I don't get yelled at for ruining your clothes that I didn't know that couldn't be in the dryer.
What do you guys think?
The logic is flawless.
Is it easier to be the man and not assist? Or is it easier to be the woman and just be expected to do everything?
Neither is what they're going to say.
So, next study that I have for us to talk about. Couples who drink together will live longer, according to a recent study.
Does it specify that you have to drink like wine?
There are plenty of factors that contribute to a long lifespan: healthy diet, family history, exercise, and apparently now drinking with your significant other. According to a new study published by Scientific Journal in the Gerontologist, I believe is what the journal is called. Couples who have the same drinking habits and throw back a few brewskis together at happy hour are more likely to live longer together. University of Michigan researcher Professor Dr. Kira S. Burdert inspired the theory. That's why I've added it to this, because he loves Michigan.
There's a lot of good science that comes out of Michigan.
He loves Michigan, and I only drink when I'm with you. I do not drink by myself ever. And I don't hang out with anybody else. I only consume alcohol with you.
Do you know that there's a petition to add them to the Ivy League?
Yes, we talked about that.
Yeah.
And I said it's basically an Ivy already. But yeah, cheers to that.
And neither of us are drinking right now. So,
but I also don't like to drink during the week.
Imminent death.
No,
limited.
I just don't
We're not
like
drinking
to.
right now. It's at happy hour. It didn't say on the weekends. So we're going to die sooner now. It just doomed us to death. No, but we also weren't drinking. We just recorded with the guests. So depending on the order these episodes come out, she specifically said that she didn't want to drink on the show, and it's perfectly fine.
And also, I just don't like to drink during the week, period. I'll enjoy some alcohol with you on the weekends,
Okay.
but just during the week in general, I have no need to drink alcohol.
Okay.
Do you have a need to drink alcohol during the week?
Just for my back pain.
So then you do have a need. You use it to numb yourself.
Well, being pedantic, that still wouldn't be considered a need. It would still be a want. A need is a physical need, like you have a dependency, like actual physical dependency, or like you need to eat, but you don't need pain medicine. You want pain medicine because it subdues your pain, but it's not a need.
2 drinks on the weekend, occasionally with you. Maybe I'll live longer. Maybe I won't. Who knows?
I already told you I'm living forever, so it doesn't really matter.
Except
for me.
you then also say that you're dying in 10 years. So which is it, forever or 10 years?
There's no in between. So if I don't die in 10 years, I will live forever. Plus,
Your math doesn't math.
with all the robots and AI and stuff coming out these days, like in 10 years, I'll be able to upload my consciousness to a robot, and I will literally live forever. So there will be.
That sounds horrible for all of us.
No.
Yes.
You know how perfect that would be for me?
That would be literally the worst thing ever for me, to have
send-
your robot following me around
I can send a robot
while
to
I'm trying
meetings.
to move the laundry.
I can send a robot to meetings. I can have a robot walk the dog. I can have a robot pressure wash the next house. And I can enjoy my Saturday football.
Well, you already don't do any of that
Because
stuff.
we don't have to here because we're renting and it's covered. But
Okay.
But I'm just saying I could have my robot. What was the Jetsons? What was the robot called?
I don't know.
Did you watch the Jetsons? when
No,
you were a
I
kid?
didn't.
Why not?
So anyways, not robots.
Rosie.
Not robots, but back to what we were going to talk about. So obviously I got my boobs done for you. What other plastic surgery would you want me to have for you?
We did have this conversation. I've already said none. We had this conversation when we had the old set.
Right. We talked about it a little bit when you were in the middle of asking me about Real Housewives. So we didn't really talk about
That's the
surgeries in general.
That's the only one that I care about. So
You care about. Oh, so are you going to name them?
I already have.
This is news to me. What are they named?
Remember left and right.
Oh my god! That's so dumb.
You don't remember that?
Left and right? No. Or maybe I thought you were joking. That's terrible.
No.
I'm really disappointed.
Why? Do they need to have human names?
Well, just the fact that you care about them in general and then name them
No,
left and right.
that's the only plastic surgery that I care about. Like, I'm not into literally.
Are you thinking about having any kind of plastic surgery?
No.
You don't want to have penile implant or extensions or whatever it's called.
Nope. That's how you end up with a dead penis.
That would be my fear, indeed.
So no.
Really, I'm shocked. I thought every guy wanted something bigger.
Not when the possibility is high enough that you end up with no functionality.
Yeah, that absolutely would be my fear.
No.
Which is I definitely thought that you brought it up like 2 years ago, and that's exactly what I said was.
Plus, do you even know how expensive that is?
You're using my own words to you.
But do you know how expensive it is?
No, but I'm sure it's really expensive.
It's between $30,000 and $50,000.
That's wild.
And there's only like one doctor or something
Sounds like you've done your research.
I had looked into it years ago. I had a conversation with somebody, and I didn't think that it was even a real thing. And then I looked it up, and sure enough, it's this guy. Of course, it's always either Miami or LA, right? Like there's nowhere else. This guy's, I believe he's in LA or was in LA or something like that. But if you go and read the like medical journals that he's been like peer reviewed, or like his article's been in there and they've been reviewed by somebody else, he kind of seems like people don't really care much for him. Like they don't really seem to.
The dick doctor? Nobody likes the dick doctor? Because he's probably a dick.
He seems like no, not like personality wise. Like they don't trust him. They don't trust his more or less pseudoscience is what they would kind of say. He seems to be teetering on is only barely operating out of the United States, but would probably have to operate in a third world country.
Brazil.
But he's like,
I feel like they do everything in Brazil.
Because there's like there's obviously like requirements and testing and stuff, but there are people that have like they go through like a fire or something, or there's it exists.
Reconstructive more so than anything.
But what are they called?
Enhancement.
What are they called? The like not urologist.
Yeah.
So those people, they have like reconstructive surgery, or they have various different things, or like for impotence and whatever, because they have one. It's like they put it inside of your scrotum. It's a little like inflatable bulb. It's because they can't get hard. So they put
they have to like pump it up.
It's literally inside of your scrotum, and you just sit there and go, and it inflates your.
Could you imagine meeting a girl and being like, "Hold on, give me a minute or 3 or 7."
Well, because normally
she would take that 1 or 3 or 7 minutes and walk her ass out of the house.
If it made the noise. But what if it didn't make the noise?
No. If I didn't.
But how would you know? If you're like, hold on, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick.
Ooh, I don't know.
And it's not like they're pinching their nose to do it. It's literally, it could look like they're playing with themselves.
Yeah, no thanks. Well, I want to have another surgery, but I want it for my eyeballs. I want to have LASIK eye surgery so I can see without having to buy contacts. I wouldn't call it plastic surgery. It's just along the same realm.
Well, they're all cosmetic surgery.
Right.
So
again, it's along the same realm. So that is the one surgery that I have been thinking about for the last 5 years, but really more than that.
I was having a conversation with the kids, or maybe it was just the little one. I don't remember who it was. I know at least one of the little ones was there. And I was explaining to them what PRK is, which is what I would have to have, and you as well. And so it's similar to LASIK, but they don't only use the laser. They also have to cut the lens and flap it back and then cut away and then pull the lens back over. And they're like, oh, but like you're out, or your anesthesia or whatever, they give you something. And I'm like, nope, you're wide awake and you're staring at it happening. And I think it was Charlotte, because I think she like cringe screamed, like, like her.
I could see her doing that. Yeah.
She's like, they really make you? How do you keep your eyes open? I was like, they take these little devices and it's like a reverse clamp, and it like spreads your eyes open like that. It's like a torture device. And she was like,
no, thank you.
And Cash was there too, because Cash was like, I want to see it.
Yeah.
He's
and
like,
I think I was like a little bit younger than Cash when I watched a family friend get LASIK eye surgery, and I was in the lobby with my mom, and we were the driver home for her, and we watched it on the, I guess, a TV, CCTV, whatever, and it was the live filming of the cutting of the eyeballs, and I was like 7, 8 years old at the time. I didn't cringe or anything. I didn't throw up. I watched the whole thing.
Cash got excited.
Yeah. He can watch mine.
Okay. Has the price gone up on that?
I don't know. I haven't like scheduled a consultation or anything, but
Last time I looked was before I moved here.
you and I
it was
both need to go back to the eye doctor.
It was like $2,000 or something at that time.
And at this point, contacts are so expensive. If it is still only like $2,000, then I feel like I'd rather pay that than keep paying for contacts.
I remember when I went to the consult for it, and they were used car salesmen pushing about it.
Yeah.
But what was weird is I didn't expect that at that place. Like the place that I went to was like the premier optometrist, ophthalmologist, whatever.
So same lines, but that's how everybody feels about dentists too. If you go to the premier dentist or whatever, well, it's the premier dentist because it's like $800 for the same thing that if you go just to the regular dentist, it's like $200.
No, but they were like, so can you want to sign now? Do you have your deposit?
Mm-hmm.
We can get you on the calendar. And I'm like, I got to think about it. Because the other thing for having an astigmatism is that if you do go through with PRK, you're at a higher risk of developing myopia sooner, and it's typically within a 5 to 10 year period after the surgery.
Oh,
so
yeah. And you were like 25 at the time when
Yeah.
you were, no.
So you remove your astigmatism only to become nearsighted.
Yeah, no.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Which I do know that, but I didn't know about a 5 to 10 year window. I thought it was more like 20 years later.
They said it's the probability increases. It's not like a certainty, but it was something to the effect of like,
I'm 35. I'm going to be needing readers in the next 5 years anyway. So,
but
okay.
the way that they broke it down was like, right now, as it is, you have a 5% chance in your life or whatever, based on your eye health now and blah, blah, blah. And if you get it within 5 to 10 years, it increases to like 30% or something along those lines. And I was like, it's not
worth it.
Let me laser my eyes just to have to come back and get glasses and contacts and stuff all again. Like, no, that doesn't make sense to me. I'll just keep shoving this piece of plastic rubber nonsense into my eye every day. And coincidentally, we drove past the factory that makes our contacts when we were in
Puerto Rico. It was so random. And he was like, hey, we should just pop in there and see if we can get like a bulk order.
Yeah. It was just along the road, just between.
So random. I had no idea that they were in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, right outside of Ponce. So, yeah. I had no idea either.
Would you want to keep wearing contacts, or would you get LASIK at closer to 40?
I'm sure their procedures, technology and stuff is probably improved, and they probably have better ways of treating and preventing and stuff, but I don't know. I would have to know that first. So I'm not going to go and spend. Let's pretend that the price went up because it probably did.
I'm sure it did. Let's say 4,000 now instead of 2.
I was going to 5, but $5,000 worth of contacts is probably all the contacts I'll need for the rest of my life.
You think so? Okay, maybe for him that's the case, but he can make one 6-month supply last for 2 years because. I'll just dot on that one. He's just not very good with his contacts, and he'll sleep in them and all of those things. Yeah. Whereas my eyes are very sensitive. So one pair that's supposed to last me 30 days, I take very good care of it, and I might be able to push it to 40. And that's about it. And that's with wearing glasses in between, as you guys saw on a previous episode.
And I just don't wear anything if I don't have contacts in.
Right. And my prescription is a lot worse than his. I'm a -3, whereas you're only like a -1.
That's not how that works.
Okay. The point being that anytime that you've put on my glasses, you've gone, oh my God, you're so blind.
Yeah.
So trying to convey that to the audience, and they will understand the difference.
It's power, shape, and angle. And it's not just one number. All of those numbers and dimensions together determines it. So it's like if we took one of these lights, right? And I told you how much light that's throwing
Except
off.
I just looked at the light because you talked about the light and said the light. So I looked right at it.
But if so like those flashlights that we have that you can, the thing like extends so it changes how much light the actual like shape of the light that it throws.
Okay.
So it's like that. The amount of light that's coming out is still the same. You're just changing the shape of it.
Okay.
That's what your contacts are intended to do. They're changing the shape of your eye. So you have the power of the lens, the curvature of the lens, and then the angle or whatever it is. So when you're like talking about one number, that number doesn't mean anything without the other numbers.
Okay. So last question. You said no to Brotox. But you said that somebody previously had made a terrible comment about how I was going to die from fillers or something.
Whatever. They just made it seem like you were going to.
So my question is, do you guys want me to get anything? And if so,
will you pay for it?
What do you want me to get? And there will be video.
You're talking about only your face?
Yeah.
Okay. You said, is there anything? You have to be very precise in your language on this platform.
Oh, I was showing my face. He put the monitor in the wrong spot. The cameras so I'm looking at the monitor, not the camera.
Because we need, realistically, little digression real quick. The monitor always needs to be behind the cameras. But because I can't do that, I have to set it up so that the camera or the monitor is off screen as much as possible.
Okay. So my question is, what would you guys do to my face? I'm moving my face all around so you can see all my imperfections.
For the audio audience, go check out YouTube
my
or
face
Substack
rolling
or
around.
X or Rumble or Spotify
and
video.
then while you're doing that, like, subscribe, follow, share, review, all those things, all 5.
Yep.
So what would you do to my face? And
you just set yourself up for failure again.
You do it then.
No, I'm just openly saying, what would you do to my face? You're going to get all the comments about what they would do to your face. They're not going to talk about surgery.
Okay. Well, we're talking about surgery here specifically, I guess surgery, but I was saying specifically like Botox and fillers. But I mean, if you think that I need a full facelift, then okay.
They're not going to talk about anything appropriate.
Circling it back.
Okay.
I'm circling it back to what we were talking about.
Okay.
Botox and fillers is what I was asking about.
Okay.
Okay. So if the original commenter wants to come back who said I was going to die of Botox and fillers or whatever you told me that they said, let me know what you think that I need.
He doesn't want you to get anything.
Right, which is whatever. I have wrinkles. You can see I have wrinkles.
You'll have to remind me. I'll put the video link in the comment on the response to him.
Oh, where he left the...
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Or her. I don't know what it is.
You told me it was a dude.
I don't know for sure.
I mean, I guess anybody can be a troll in a basement, so... You know that all too well, right?
No, I'm in the living room.
Do we have an update, Andrew, from the cease and desist?
Nope.
We said that we would update them. So
kind of. And
now
we're getting close to time too.
Now's your time to do that before we close out.
Well, what day is today?
This will be Tuesday's episode.
No, I'm just not necessarily. If this does come out Tuesday, that would be 8 days. Thursday would be 10 days. So it'd be.
Well, we have a little bit of an update. You can share what transpired.
I've had back and forth with her management company. The podcast, what is it? It's I'm right, he's wrong at hotmail.com. Go ahead and email them. But that's their podcast Hotmail. But then the talent agent girl, Emma is her name. She responded within like 6 hours, something like that. It was kind of cordial at first. And then I posted the thumbnail for last Tuesday's video and on social media, and she took a screenshot of my Instagram and emailed me back. She's like, that's not appropriate. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you know what's not appropriate? Stealing people's intellectual property, trying to capitalize on other people's success in business, trying to basically squat on other people's efforts. That's not appropriate. Not doing due diligence, that's inappropriate.
And then she didn't respond after that, right?
No. Nope.
Very telling.
And I also did say that in a more professional way. Mm-hmm. But the gist of it is, anytime you start a business of any kind, and this happens at all levels, like this, there are massive companies that like didn't exist a couple of years ago, but there's like perfect example actually, right off the top of my head, Nissan.
Okay.
There's a Japanese guy whose last name is Nissan. Mm. He bought the domain in the 90s as a family thing.
Okay.
And they have sued him relentlessly. And the company Nissan formed, I think it was two, Datsun, I think is like one of them. It's like two companies merged together and then they formed Nissan. So Nissan didn't even exist when he bought the domain.
Right.
And so they've tried to say it's, intellectual property, copyright infringement, trademark, blah, blah, blah. It's literally the dude's name, man. Like it's no. Mm-hmm. And so then we're kind of, in a way, going the other way with it. We're as far as the pocket, we actually have a bigger channel than they do, but they have more social media following total than we have.
Right.
But it's very clear and obvious that they did look and they saw, oh, that name's already taken. Let's piggyback off them, use it anyways, and just change one word. No, you can't do that. That's intellectual property infringement. That's copyright, trademark, everything. And because we have established and we are an active brand, we're not squatting on it. Mm-hmm. We are using it for our business. You are in the wrong. Right. And my request for you to change your brand is not unwarranted. Like, that's something you should absolutely do. Mm-hmm. Not only are you doing real and financial damage to us, I'm going to be relentless about this forever.
I believe it. That's who you are.
Have you seen the Nissan website? If any of you guys have never seen this, I'm going to pull it up right now.
Okay.
Because it is straight out of the 90s still. Oh, no. He's dead.
So did Nissan take it over?
No. It's still his, but it says in loving memory of Uzi Nissan, August 18th, 1951 to July 17th, 2020. Mm. So now Nissan.com is just a memorial site to one guy. Aww. But it used to be and we could probably look in the Wayback Machine. I'll show it to you sometime. He used it with a really, really early internet jankiness. And he had all these little flash things and little pop-ups and stuff. And it's Nissan America or whatever continues to sue me. Please donate to my legal fund here.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I don't know what the guy did. Like, I don't know what he did for a profession or whatever, but yeah. And that's
wild.
And so that's the thing. If you know that at some point, like you aren't just going to like be small and stay small, but you're going to be like, you want to be acquired by somebody, or you're going to have a lot of financial backing, or you blow up or whatever. You want to have those things secured already. Social media accounts. You want to claim your name even on platforms that you don't use, so that nobody else can squat on it and say, oh, you have to use an alternate or pay me $1 million or whatever. Because that happens all the time. So yeah, he just bought it and then used it to bash Nissan cars the entire time, which is fitting because we were just talking about Hondas and Nissans with Casey.
Right.
Yep. Snow and ice driving in Wilmington, North Carolina, a beach city. It's not very frequent that we get snow and ice here. So
Not safe at all.
watch out for the teenagers. I actually did make that joke on for an insurance post for you.
Oh, really? Thank you.
Yeah, I said, make sure you update your insurance with Nona Phelps before the 16-year-old that's never seen snow in their entire life rear ends you next week.
Thank you. What's almost more of a danger, though, is the overly confident retiree who came from up north and I've been driving in snow and ice forever. Well, it's just different down here.
But
our roads are not prepared for it.
But so they're confident because the drivers around them were also confident. The problem here isn't the confident driver. The problem here is the 16-year-old who's never seen it, and he runs the red light.
It's all a shit show. Mm-hmm. I started to say shit storm and then shit show,
Sure,
and just blurred them together.
Sure.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And if you are still with us through to the end, do you think he should get some Brotox?
No, it's never happening. It's never happening.
I would not want you to get any Brotox. Scrotox, maybe. No, just kidding.
Nope.
Could you imagine?
Nobody's getting near anything down there with anything sharp ever.
You're right. He doesn't let me get near him at all. That is correct.
Yeah, you're coming at me with a big butcher knife. I'm like, what are you doing? You're like, take your pants off. I'm like, no.
Lies. So many lies.
All right.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.